Today this is part two of the Blaine Sumner Gorilla Squad program review. We're gonna do the frequency freak, which is my second favorite in this spreadsheet. My first being the linear program, and the second being the frequency freak. So, in the words of the man himself, high frequency program, get really good, really strong at squatting, benching, and deadlifting. So the frequency means that you're training your main lift at a very high frequency. So not just once or twice a week, you're doing it 3 to 4 times a week in variations on that. So it's very high frequency for your main lifts, focusing around them. No secondary exercises. So no sort of front squats or reverse hypers or tricep extensions, anything like that, or rows. It's just focusing on the main lifts and variations on it, as well as resistance band training for the main lifts. So it's very good program. I like this program a lot. I borrowed from it actually, and incorporated some elements of it into my training program. So I do rate this highly because it's my style of training. I'm not into these stupid untamed method style training programs where you need to have a doctorate from MIT or Oxford University and have an understanding of advanced calculus and data manipulation and theoretical physics to understand these programs. No, I like these simple ones. I always believe in the analogy KISS, keep it simple, stupid. If you start overcomplicating things, especially with the training program, you can start fucking things up and doing things wrong, and you can start being counterproductive because you're overthinking. So that's why I like this program. It's just got everything that you need in it. It's not too much fluff and bullshit filled in to make it look more fancy. So let's talk about the program. So exercise, what you're going to be doing, the lifts you're going to be performing each week, what you're going to do each day. Day 1 is your raw squats, your close grips, your RDLs, remaining deadlifts. Day 2, got your raw bench press, that's your competition bench press, your snatch grip deadlift, so taking that wide snatch grip, and then you got your pull squats for the final one. Raw deadlift on day 3, parallel pin squats, switch stance, so if you pull sumo for your raw, then that will be conventional and the other way around. So the day 4 is your bands day. This is where you do the raw lifts with resistance bands for the squat, the bench, deadlift. Boom, done, simple. Exercises, what you're doing, how many times are you doing that movement per week in variations. You're doing 4 squat exercises a week, you're doing 3 bench, 4 deadlift. Now, some might consider the RDLs not a deadlift variation, more sort of isolating the hamstrings, the lower back, the glutes, and strength and building some muscle. But it obviously is a deadlift variation because it's got the word deadlift in it. Otherwise, it would just be called RL. So I'm going to consider that a deadlift variation. So that's quite high frequency, which is why it's called a frequency program, especially considering you're squatting, you're deadlifting a total of 3-4 times a week, which is high. So don't be surprised. Right, next thing, exercise categorized. I've categorized them in 3 categories. You've got your primary A exercises, which is your raw squat, your raw bench, your raw deadlift. Primary B, which are variations on the primary A lifts, your main lifts. You vary them based on the stance, the grip width, pauses, and doing the opposite of what you would do for your competition lift. And then you got the third category, which is your banded exercises, which you do every week, week 4. So it's a 12-week program, but you only perform primary A exercises, so the main lifts, the raw lifts with the sleeves for the squat, from week 1 to 12. But for the secondary exercises, the primary B lifts, so those are the variations, and the banded exercises, you only do for 10 weeks. The final 2 weeks are put aside for your peaking to hit a new PR. So that's why there is no exercises on those final 2 weeks. Simple as. Okay, let's talk a little bit about it first. Let's talk about the primary A exercises in my table. This is really badly organized, I'm sorry. I will better organize it when I put it on the website for downloading. So here we go, we've got the primary raw exercises. It's 12 weeks. We got block 1, block 2, and then I call this block 3 and then block 4. I split it into 4 blocks just to make it easier to understand. The first block is kind of your volume, your hypertrophy, your higher volume, lower intensity, 78 to 68% of your 1 rep max. Kind of your introductory phase, getting you used to lifting these raw lifts. and then you hit the second block, which is week 5 to 8. You can start 84%. Now you can see here the running theme is each training session you reduce the intensity. You start higher and go lower, which is actually opposite to what you would normally do. You'd start at a lower intensity and gradually build up a strength adaptation and increase the percentage each training session, but it doesn't reverse here. So you do 4 sets of 3 from week 5 to 8. And then week 9 to 10 I call block 3, where you do 3 sets of 2, 2 sets of 2 at pretty high intensity, 88, 83 to 88. And week 11 to 12 is your peaking, your realization, where you do your heavy singles. You do 1 set of 1, 87%, and then 1 set of 2. Week 12 at 102%, but if you feel like you can do more, keep going. Your primary B exercises, these are the variations right here. So again, we're going to have a look at this. We're going to break down each exercises. So the close grip I've split this into 4 blocks. Again, we got your sets of 5 for block 1, where you do 3 to 5 sets of 5. Your block 2, where you do 3 to 5 sets of 4, so you reduce the number of reps per set slightly, but increase the intensity, the percentage of your 1 rep max that you're lifting. And then you got week 9, where you do 5 sets of 3 at a slightly higher intensity. Now you're getting higher intensity, and it will be more difficult. I mean, doing a snatch grip deadlift for 61% of your 1 rep max is quite difficult actually. And then week 10, 3 sets of 2 at the highest intensity that you've been doing all throughout the whole program, the whole 10 weeks, but you're only doing 3 sets of 3, so not a lot of volume, but you're doing higher intensity. And it might not look like high intensity, but these are variation exercises. So 68%, 66% of your, for a snatch grip deadlift, is actually quite high intensity, considering you need to get very low to lift a snatch grip deadlift. For powerlifters, that's quite difficult. For Olympic lifters, not so much. So as you can see, I've kind of tried to organize this as best as I possibly can. You've got your day 1 here, your close grips and your RDLs. You can see we've got that same theme where we start at slightly higher intensity, and each training session we reduce it. Each training block, you can see that theme emerging, 72, 69, 67, 62. But with it, that theory does not apply for the final 2 training blocks, because as you can see, week 9 we do 71% for the close grip at 5 sets of 3, but then we do 76 for week 10 for 3 sets of 3. So we follow kind of your typical undulated style program, where you increase the intensity, you reduce the number of reps per set, and reduce the volume. So that's the program, basically. It really is that simple. And what I've done here is I've just tried to organize it so that you can see the percentages and the number of reps you're going to be doing. You do the same for both exercises on day 2. So you perform both the snatch grip and pause for 3 sets of 5 at these percentages. Day 3, you do the exact same, the parallel pins and the switch stance, the same. Rep scheme, the same percentages for both lifts. However, day 1 you do varying number of percentages and varying number of reps. You do slightly less reps. You do less reps, about 10 less for the RDL, because it's a heavier compound exercise than a close grip bench. You need more volume for the bench anyway, especially for the triceps, a close grip like that. And you do less intensity for the RDL than you would for the close grip. So that's the program. It's really as simple as that. I'm not going to talk much more about it. And then it goes down the number of days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then it goes across the number of weeks all the way up to week 12, and there it is. This is the weight that you need to lift. This is the percentage. That's it. Simple as that. And this is the percent sheet that you're going to be entering your information into. So that's it, really. Simple as that. That's how you use the program. If you have any questions, comment below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, turn on notifications to the channel to keep up to date with all my latest videos, latest content. And you can download this program from my website. I've got the link below to the website, my website, where you can read a bit more about this program as well as download it for free. So have a great day, keep lifting, never give up.